How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Halloween, and today I'm going to be continuing to talk about the scariest figure on my channel, Evil Damon, in What If Damon Was Evil, Part 3. If you missed the previous two videos, then make sure to go and check those out up above. Before we begin, huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons for making series like these possible, as your support really helps to keep me going. Now, without further ado, let's continue this series. Vegeta and Nappa get no time to rest. They're far too weak to even be considered low-class Saiyans. I thought the Saiyan Prince would at least be a bit of a challenge, but it's all just talk. Rage boosts aren't helping matters either, as with just one flick by me, their bodies are battered and broken once more. I shove half a senzu bean down their throat that way, they don't bite it, and tell them to try again. They have improved since we returned to Earth and went to the hyperbolic time chamber, but not enough to want to keep around, and I let them know that. They continue to press on though, and I torture them continuously until they can land a strike. On days that I'm feeling extra nice, I transform into a golden great ape and let them just go ape on me themselves to let out their anger and aggression, since it's fun to watch them stupidly deplete their ki attacking me. One day though, Nappa thought he was smart and tried to go for my tail, and very nearly chopped it off. So, as punishment, I tore his arm off and beat him senselessly with it. Then, I fed him a senzu so it would regrow, ripped that off as well, and beat him some more with both of his arms. He didn't have the balls to try that again. Raditz has progressed far ahead of them, being able to attain Super Saiyan for himself in the chamber, which at least gives me somewhat of a challenge. Vegeta lost his mind at that, and managed to transform himself, which gave me hope in what he could eventually do. Nappa, even after the embarrassment that I put him through, couldn't transform, which, to put it lightly, was disappointing. On the day I tell them we're all going to face Frieza, I stop Nappa before he enters the ship and ask him what he thinks he's doing. He asks what I mean, as he's ready to go and fight Frieza. Ready. I laugh. He thinks he's ready, huh? I summon a ki scythe and slice his leg off, asking if he was ready for that. Nappa screams in pain, and I tell him to transform then if he wants to stop me. He continues to cry, and I slice the other leg off. Transform! I yell. He keeps sitting there, crying like a child. Worthless. I lift up the scythe again and begin to slice away, butchering Nappa little by little as he screams in agonizing pain. What a failure of a Saiyan. I wasn't even born one, and I'm more of a Saiyan than he ever was going to be. I tell Raditz to clean up the blood for me, as I need to look perfect for my date with the demon. I tell Piccolo to stay here on Earth, as this trip is for Saiyans only. I'll be back soon. Vegeta, Raditz, and I take off to space and train under 100 times gravity. We have to make a big detour though, as I direct our ship towards planet Yardrat. Vegeta and Raditz wonder why we have arrived here, but are too terrified to question me, smartly, and continue training by themselves as I step out and fly my way over to Paibara. Without even saying a word, I shoot death beams at both of the Yardrats next to him, piercing through their heads, though not enough to kill them, only to keep them in horrible pain. I tell him I require techniques in spirit control, and if I do not receive them, I will torture his people for eternity, until they eventually crack and give me what it is that I want. Paibara fears for his life, and says he'll teach me whatever I want, as long as I promise to leave this place afterwards. I tell him his people will have done a great service to a god, so they will live. Paibara agrees to train me, and I begin my work in spirit control. The first technique I learn right away is instant transmission, which isn't as good as the Kai Kai, but good enough to make me not need that stupid ship we travel in anymore. After that, I learned the art of healing and forced spirit vision. They try and cleanse the evil of my heart, and Paibara can tell that there is something wrong with my spirit and body. They don't seem to clash together at all. I murder 10 of his children, that way he stops looking into it. I chose to come to Yardrat at this point in time as well, to see how Vegeta and Raditz would fare against a Ginyu force, who is here to try and devastate Yardrat. Sure, they're Super Saiyans now, but if one of them gets body swap with Ginyu, they never even deserved my time. I order the two to deal with these guys, and they transform to battle the Ginyus. The Force is a joke to the might of the Super Saiyan, and thankfully, Vegeta killed Ginyu first before he had a chance to body swap, meaning they've passed my test. After I've completed Force Spirit Fission, I murder Paibara in cold blood, and then brutalize the rest of the Ardradian people, before destroying their planet as well. With that task over with, I instant transmission us to Frieza's capital, where we come across the Emperor of the Universe himself. Vegeta and Raditz both swear that this is the end for Frieza, and that they've become what he fears most, the Super Saiyan, and now they're going to end his reign, once and for all. I tell Frieza that if he wants to survive this encounter, then he might want to go all out. Frieza asks me who the hell I am and how he got there, and I teleport behind him to slice off his horns and tail, saying I'm his god, and if he speaks to me like that again, I'll put him into slavery under his brother Cooler. So, he better transform. Now! Frieza bursts into his final form right away, and Vegeta and Raditz attack. Now, these two are way stronger than what Goku was in canon, due to the amazing training that I put them through. So, with two Super Saiyans fighting him, he's not going to be doing so hot. Frieza is brutalized by the two Saiyans, who are eager to get their revenge on him. And it's sad to watch, honestly. This is the same being who fights off Jiren in the Tournament of Power. Well, all he'd need is 4 months of training and he'd be golden. So, perhaps I should give that to him. Being able to train with a being who can grow his power to god level in just 4 months will grow my power exceptionally. Maybe I should keep him around. I order Vegeta and Raditz to stop. This is getting sad. They can stay here and grow an empire for all I care until I come back. Right now, I need Frieza for myself. I take Frieza from their grasp and instant transmission back to Earth. Piccolo is startled by my appearance, and I explain that I've learned a lot since I left, and that I don't think Vegeta and Raditz will be coming back here anymore. I give Frieza a senzu bean so he can recover, and tell him that those two Saiyans were nowhere near my level of strength, and if he wants to get even greater power than those two, then he better train with me. Frieza spits in my face and tries to attack me himself, and Piccolo and Ader sigh as they know where this is going. I laugh, saying he's a pretty ballsy guy, and that he must not remember what happened last time. I slice Frieza right in half, and begin to slowly rip away his intestines from his body with my telekinesis. Frieza screams in immense pain, saying he's sorry, and that he'll do it. Good, I say, and drop him to the ground. I instant transmission over to Dr. Gero, and tell him to work his magic on this one as well. Gero tells me right away, and begins to work on making Frieza an android. While I wait on Frieza to finally get to my level, I decide to go and play around with some other villains out there and get more powerful myself. I teleport to Turles and his gang, killing his henchmen and torturing Turles for days on repeat, brutalizing him, using my healing I got on Yardred to recover him, and then torture him again. Once he eventually gets angry enough to turn Super Saiyan, I congratulate him, and then kill him. It was nice to see this guy finally transform into one. I teleport to Lord Slug, kill his men, and ask him who he is, and if he's like the evil version of Guru or something. Slug attacks me, and breaks his hand on contact, which is hilarious. Namekians are something else, alright. I teleport him to Piccolo, and force Slug to consent to Piccolo absorbing him, making Piccolo even more powerful. He thanks me as I escape into the cosmos to wreak havoc on other planets that don't have any worth to them at all, and make my name feared throughout the galaxy. I destroy enough planets and cause enough pain that it gets the attention of Shin and Kabito, which is something I was waiting for all this time. Shin says he's seen more destruction from me than Beerus himself, and he's going to end it right now. Not so fast, though. I activate my miniature lights in my eyes and become a golden great ape, blowing Kabito out of this realm, and then punching Shin away. I've been killing myself through training as well, so I am easily over his level now, especially in a golden grade 8 form, so of course he can't do anything to me. Shin tries his best, but what is a Kai to a god? I beat Shin down until he can't move anymore, and then revert back to normal so I can rip his Potara away from his body, and then I unleash a dark Kamehameha to vaporize him, meaning Beerus and Whis are no more as well. I purposely went for lower planets to destroy to hopefully grab Shin's attention, and not huge ones to catch Beerus's attention, which thankfully gave me enough time to get Shin, and in turn, Beerus. Now there is no need to worry about a god of destruction here, and I have a nice new pair of Patara as well. I teleport back to Earth and give the Patara to Jiro, telling him to analyze those and make something that is their fusion capabilities, as we may be needing that someday to fully take over this universe, and all of the others. Jiro has also finished with Android Frieza, who's impressed with his new body and how powerful he's grown with it. I tell him this is the kind of power he can get when he works with a god, and now in return, he's going to come and train with me so we can both get the power we desire. I take Frieza up to the time chamber with me, where the two of us begin our training to get more and more power. While Frieza and I are training on the lookout, there is something unusual that happens on a planet below. In a ruined West City, there are 3 flashes of light. A time machine pulls out and crashes into the rubble. Cell and Android 16 step out of the machine and look around in fear. It seems they've somehow gone to a much worse timeline than before. And with that, we're going to be leaving this episode right here. Hope you guys enjoyed Evil Me going on a rampage and slaughtering many of the DB heroes and villains. I made this one particularly darker since it is Halloween and all, and that's why it's a tad more brutal than before. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video, and if you want more like it, then be sure to like this video and subscribe. That way, I know you'd want more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very happy Halloween. So, until we meet again, guys, see you later!